All right, we're still on, let me see, section 5.7, the binomial theorem. And let's do a little bit of work on the left-hand side of our notes page. Hopefully you've already worked out what page it's on because I can't help you here. I'm in the past. Woo! Okay, so 329 is the page we're on. 329, we're going to do two problems. Let's start with number 8. Okay, we're going to do an easier one and then a hard one. So the instructions are to expand. Like the instructions I gave to Wolfram Alpha. Expand this out, please. Number 8, x minus y to the third power. Okay, expand that out using the binomial theorem. Go ahead and give that a shot. Okay, so using the binomial theorem, if you look at the third row on your other side, it's 1, 3, 3, 1. So I'm going to start with that. And then 2 sets of parentheses after each. Okay, and let me switch some colors here just for fun. So I have x and negative y. X, negative y, x, negative y, x, negative y, x, negative y. And these numbers will be a little more reasonable in this one, right? So let's see, 4, 3, 2, 1. And, oh, let me see, 3, 3, 2, 1, 0. My sincerest apologies. And then 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, if I wanted you to think I was perfect, I could start over. But I'm not. I know. Terrible, terrible, terrible thing to admit. Okay, so the 0 power, that goes away. And maybe after we do a few, you just will not write that 0 power 1. But maybe we're not there yet, and that's okay. So let's see what we have here. This is 1x to the third, so x to the third. And then I have negative y to the first power. That's negative y. X is, that's x squared. So this, and a 3 out front. So this will be negative. The negative from the y is going to come out front. Negative 3x squared y. Okay, I could have written negative plus 3x squared times negative y and simplified it on another step, but I'd rather get this done. Here, negative y squared. Negative y times negative y is positive y squared. So 3x y squared plus 3x y squared. And finally, this last row, negative y cubed, is going to be minus y cubed. Remember, this is going to be negative y times negative y times negative y. And when you have an odd number of negatives, when you're multiplying, it will come out negative. So that's your answer for number 8. Pretty straightforward. Let's try 39. 39 will be our second problem we'll do here. And 39, as I promised, would be much trickier. 39. Oh my goodness. 4x to the third, 2y squared. 4x to the third, 2y squared to the sixth. And I will just say up front, before we start here, is that the setup that you do here, you're going to copy the sixth row, all your parentheses and all that stuff. This first setup line is not, it's methodical, okay? It's after that. It's having to do all of the rules of exponents and things like that to actually write out an answer that's going to be the real pain here. But go ahead. This first step isn't as bad, and I will let you go ahead and do that first step, and we will pause, and then I'll catch up with you. And I think we'll pause again before we go to the end. So pause. All right, let's try this out. Let's look at the sixth row, and I didn't make the sixth row in my notes. Maybe I can add it on there. So 1, 6, 5, and 10 is 15. 20, 10 and 5 is 15, 5 and 1 is 6, 1. So this is going to be the row that I need. 1, 6, 15, oh my goodness. 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, and 1. Okay, and then parentheses, 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 parentheses. Parentheses, 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 parentheses. Okay, let me get this up here. Yeah, okay, so 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 4x cubed, 4x cubed, 4x cubed, 4x cubed, 4x cubed. All this work for one problem? I can hear you. I can hear you from the past. Oh my goodness. 2y squared. Come on. Okay, let me give my hand a rest for a second there. There is my setup. Those are the things I need to evaluate to find my 7 terms here in this. So I'm going to go ahead and pause again. Make sure that you are right so far, and I guess that I'm right so far, and try to work that out a little bit. So let's go ahead and pause. Okay, we're back. Are you ready? Take a deep breath. Let's do this. Bam, that's my favorite part. Okay, this first one here, 4x to the third to the sixth. Looking at the numbers, and let me get my handy-dandy calculator out. And actually, let me go ahead. I'm going to write the terms off here to the side, and then maybe I'll rewrite my answer down here. I'm not sure what to do. No, I'll just write it down here. Okay, so 4x to the third to the sixth. Again, to find my coefficient, just ignore the x totally. Do 4 to the sixth power. 4 to the sixth power. Okay, 4096. Now here, when you have exponent and then an exponent on the outside of parentheses, you multiply those numbers. So that will be x to the 18th. Next row. 6, 4 to the 5th, 2 to the 1st. Okay, and I didn't really need to write to the first there, but I'm going to go ahead and use this entry later. So I'll have it there just for my later purposes. So 1, 2, 2, 8, 8, and don't even think about trying to fit this on one line down here, plus 1, 2, 2, 8, 8. Okay, now let's look at the exponents. This is going to be x to the 15th, and 2 times 1, y to the 2nd. Okay, and I'm going to start checking those off. I got those 2 done. All right, next. I hit second enter to get that entry back. 15. 4 to the 4th. Y to the, 2 to the 2nd. 15360. Okay, 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 2 is 4. We're going to have to go down to the next line now. Next line, 20. 20, 20, 4 to the 3rd power, 2 to the 3rd. 10 to 40. Okay, now look at your exponents. Multiply the exponents. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, the next row, 15. Whoops. 15. 4. Let me see. Before to the 2nd, 2 to the 4th. So 4 to the 2nd. 2 to the 15 times 4 to the 2nd times 2 to the 4th. Sometimes it's just easier to type it. What do I get? 3840. We're on the home stretch here. We're almost done. Look at your exponents. Okay, 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. And I just realized a mistake I wrote here. I wrote a 3. I don't know if I said 3 or said 9 earlier, but I know that was a 3. And I noticed that by looking at my exponents. X to the 18th, 15th, 12. It goes down by 3 each time. So that should be a 9, and then that'll be a 6. So that's correct. Okay, so the x is going down by 3 each time, and the y is going up by 2 each time, which makes sense. I'm just multiplying 3 by one less number, and I'm multiplying 2 by one more number. So that should be happening. Oh, we are almost there. Can you taste the finish line? I don't know what a finish line tastes like, though, but they do that at the Brickyard. So 6 times 4 times 2 to the 5th power, 768. X to the 3rd, y to the 10th. One more. 2y squared to the 6th. Well, 2 to the 6th power, you know, I know that's 64. And 2 times 6 is 12. And I know that's 64 because when I was in 3rd grade, I multiplied, I memorized powers of 2 up through, a number kind of like that one for, anyway. So, yeah, nerd up. And so that is the answer for number 39. You know, the initial setup step is very similar between these two, but this one just had some just really bigger numbers. It's not that difficult conceptually. It's just a matter of, you know, it's a question like memorize all the 50 states and capitals. You can do it. It's just a pain. Just like this one here. You can do it. It's just a pain. Okay. Go ahead and do your 3 questions. Alrighty, now we're back to make sure you did your vocab and your summary. Let's see here, 9 and 18. Your homework is on page 329. 9, 18, 33, and 40. So a couple easy ones and a couple tough ones. Burn some calories for me. See you on the flip side. Actually, I can probably see you right from where I'm at. I mean, if you're watching this in class and we're doing it. No, I'm not. Yeah, and see you, bye.